If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me tell you about it. It's free, which is amazing. And there are these really cool creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. Anchor will even distribute your podcast for you, so it's easy to be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you get podcasts. And you get to make money with no minimum listenership, which is really cool. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started right away. Yoga teachers, mindfulness leaders, and energy workers, are you ready to stop side hustling and start making an income doing what you love? Welcome to the Marketing Off the Mat podcast. Every Tuesday and Thursday, we'll dive into conversations with successful creatives in wellness, business, marketing, and more to uncover practical methods to take you from A to B and have some fun along the way. My name is Jessica Cross, and I'm so excited to be here with you. Let's dive in. Hey, it's Jess. Welcome back to Marketing Off the Mat. Today, I have 3 tips for you. So 3 tips to push past fears of being visible online. So I talked to a few of my clients who are sort of getting started with their social media presence, and they have some blocks, some energy blocks when it comes to sharing their lives, sharing their stories on Instagram or Facebook or their preferred social media of choice. So I would say, all of that is super valid, and I think we all experience it, and that fear of being visible, being seen in some shape or form, and it's super relatable. So I want to start with that. Now, I want to have you grab a sheet of paper. If you're driving, you can do this later, but I just want you to take down a few notes in ways that can help you push past this fear of being visible. Okay, here's the first tip. And it's going to sound really simple, but it's so powerful. And this is where most people won't even take this leap, is to just start. I know it's so simple, but just get started posting on social media for your business. Start being visible in a way that your clients can see you. They get to see that you're a human being, and that is so relatable in itself. There is no need to be perfect, to seek perfectionism in everything that you do. Things are going to be messy. That's part of the magic, because they get to see, your clients get to see kind of behind the curtain of your whole business. Your whole offering is, they're buying from you. They're not buying from your business. And you want to make sure that they understand there's a human back there. Like, you want to make sure that your personality is shining in a way that's true to you. And it doesn't have to be anything more than that. So tip number 1 is to just start. Just post anything. Post something to get started. And I promise you that once you once you get started, it gets easier every single time you do it. There might be seasons where you feel a bit more blocked on social, whatever's going on in your life or in the world can affect that. Absolutely. I go through that as well. Totally normal. But I promise that if you are at a place where maybe you've started the social media account or your IG and you haven't really posted that much because you're not sure what to post, the beauty of being new and not having a big followership is you get to be messy. And that goes on forever, by the way. If you suddenly have 20,000 people following you, you still get to be you, and it doesn't have to be perfect. So just get started, just post something, and then continue. Be consistent, continue to post, learn from every single post. If it doesn't land, if it doesn't get a lot of engagement, actually, that's great, because you learned, okay, maybe I don't post this kind of content. I'm going to post something else and try it. Look at it as an experiment rather than some sort of perfectionist grid that looks beautiful and nobody can relate to. So just get started, take notes, learn from there, and get going. Okay, here's a big tip. This is the second tip for pushing past fears of being visible online. Okay. Now, this might be a little controversial. I know, but that's okay because I know that it works. And this is something that I personally do. And if this is relating to you and you're listening, I'm sorry, but you got to block the haters. And maybe they're not actually haters. Let's say they're just, it's your mom or your aunt. There are people out in your life that follow you on social that, of course, love you in their own way, but have those ways of kind of getting into your psyche and make you feel a little uncomfortable about sharing yourself or sharing your business on Instagram. Everybody's got them. I know that I do. And I will say, even if it's just for a little while, I would block them. I would block them because no one gets to decide who sees your content and no one gets to decide who allows you to show up in your full amazingness, your full truest self, except for you. So if somebody's prying eyes or even proverbial prying eyes, who even knows if they're paying attention to your stuff? But maybe you think that they are, and it's stopping you from sharing, it's stopping you from showing up. Just block them. Block them for right now. You can always unblock them. They don't even know that you've blocked them. And if they happen to say, hey, Jessica, I was following you and now I can't find your profile, you could just be like, oh gosh, that's so weird. I wonder what happened. And then blow it off. I will say I have tons of people blocked. Sorry if you're listening, but I have never, ever, ever had a single person in all my time on social media ask me why I blocked them. Never. So take it as an experiment of one, as me speaking to you, is if you're feeling uncomfortable sharing something about you or your business too, and because there's certain people that are following you, you can block them. It's totally fine. You have my permission because it's going to help move you forward in your business and reaching your people. So just block them. Okay. This is one more, and it kind of relates to tip number 2. Tip number 3 is remember that most people are not concerned with you as much as they are concerned with themselves. That's a big one. And that's a life lesson because, even when we think, these proverbial eyes we were talking about in tip number 2, that we'd want to block them, that they're so concerned with what we're sharing on social media that they think about it all the time and they're judging us constantly. I am here to tell you that that's just not the case because people are so concerned with their every single day that they're with their own perceptions, with their own perfectionist stuff that's out in the world. They're not thinking about you that much. Maybe they are a little bit, and that's their thing. But just remember, when you're putting stuff out there for people to consume, it's so unlikely that there's some Sally sitting in the corner tapping her foot and judging you because you misspelled the word asana, whatever it is. Like, it's so unlikely. And even if it is happening, don't let that person block you from reaching your people and doing what you love and making an impact in those people's lives, because it's not worth it. It's just not worth it to let that person steal your magic. So that's my third tip for you. If you are feeling uncomfortable being online, just know that I think we all deal with it in some ways, but it does get easier. You can block people, and keep it at your heart that people are so concerned with themselves that they're really not all that concerned with you, even though it might feel that way. So take that for what it is. Let me know how you're doing. If you're on Instagram and maybe you're just getting started, you want me to check out your profile, I'd be happy to. You can send me a DM. It's at jessicacross.co. I love to chat about this stuff. I'm super passionate about it, and I would love to help. So send me a note and let me know how it's going. And if you have any questions, or maybe you have blocked somebody and they've asked you about it, so I'd love to know how you responded. So keep the conversation going. I hope to see you in the DMs and on the next episode. Thanks so much for being here. See ya. Thanks for listening to the Marketing Off the Mat podcast. I love hanging with you as we figure this thing out together. Do you have an idea or something to share with me? Send me a DM on Instagram at jessicacross.co and let me know what's on your mind. I'd be so grateful if you shared this with someone who could use this episode. And if you get a chance, please rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Catch you on the next episode. See ya.